Hello, welcome back to my channel. Dana here. Today I am excited to share with you some of the May releases from Spellbinders. I don't have all of the products that were released, so I highly recommend checking out the new arrivals section, which will be linked down in the description box below if you're interested. The first collection that I'm sharing here is the Classic Road Legends. This is the Timeless Truck die. And then the Classic Car, I have examples of using both of these. And this is the Muscle Car. I have an idea for this one inspired by one of my favorite TV shows, Black Car, theme song, Carry On My Wayward Son. You may know it. If you do, leave it down in the description box below. And then we have the Classic Sentiments die set, and you get the outline and then the center of the dies as well. I guess that would be the type. I don't know. What would you call that? The top layer and the bottom layer? The top layer and the outline? Anywho, you get both with this die set. And they are relatively small, which is great because you can do pretty much any size cards with them. And they're great for cards where you don't want the sentiment to be like the BAM main focal point. And then there is also this die set. This is the speedometer die set. Let me unfold it here. So you get all these dies included here, and then there is a separate Stampin' die set that is shown here. I don't have that, but you'll be able to see that on the website. And then there's also this Better Press plate. This is the Radiant Starburst, and it's just one plate that creates that starburst there. And this works great with the circle dies from Spellbinders. I believe it's the third or fourth one in. We'll cut this out perfectly. And these are the two sample cards that I have made so far with that set. So this is the Classic Car. I did it in teal kind of 50s retro vibe. And then I did that Better Press Radiant Starburst in the background here. And then I just did some stenciling and some embossing and some spraying with my distress sprays. And then here is an example of the truck die. I created the rust with using some distress sprays, and then I made the speedometer out of just some white paper, and I've colored it. And then I did also some metallic paper, and then I sanded that just to make it look more distressed. And then here you can see is the happy birthday from that sentiment die set, and I just used the top layer. And then this background is a faux oxidized aluminum. If you're curious on how to do this background, I will have a video on how to do that posted on Monday, I believe. So keep an eye out for that. The second collection is the Take Note collection. This first die set is the Torn Paper Edges die set. This will create those fun edges along any paper, or you could even do it several times and cut out the full sheet of paper. You could do so many things with this die set. And the second one is the Real Color, which is a color wheel. This is probably one of my favorite dies of this release. I have used it so many times and have so many more ideas with it. And you get the color wheel die. It'll cut out the outside and the inside. And then you get a little piece that'll cut out 4 of the individual colors. And then the next die set is this Push Pin Notes die set. It allows you to cut out the sticky note, the little folded edge, so you could do that in a different color, and then also the different layers of the push pin. There are a few more items in this collection, so check out the now available section, which will be linked down below. Here is the first example that I made with that collection. These little washi tape spools were made with a different die set, which I'll show you next. So I just created the little sticky note. I die cut that out of some coffee dyed paper, and then I did the little push pin out of some gold, and then I did an inked embossed background. And then here's my first project with the color wheel. I wanted to do something kind of fall, in the fall color family. So I took this leaf die. This is from, I forget the die set, but it's one of the older Spellbinders die sets. And then it says Hello Fall. That's also one of the older Spellbinders die sets. And then I also even created an art journal page with this set. So I wanted to make someone's face kind of look like it's morphing into the color wheel, which is kind of spraying flowers. In my mind, it sounded cool. I think it looks cool too. I think it turned out really, really well. But this is kind of a peek into how my mind works. So I created the color wheel out of just some cream cardstock, and then I sprayed it with a few sprays, splattered on some of the Tim Holtz spritzes. I didn't want to do as many colors as I had spots available, so I just doubled up on some of the colors for the little color wheel spots. And then these flowers were all cut out of the same colors using a different Spellbinders die set. The next collection is the Crafty Babe collection. This is the Crafty tool set. So this is where I got those washi tapes that you saw previously. And then it comes with a little paintbrush, some glue, and some scissors. And you have all the parts and pieces to create the all the details and all the layers for all of those things. And then it also comes with the labels and icons. For all of my organizing people, this is a great set for you. I'm probably going to be cutting out quite a few of these for my sister. She's more organized than I am, admittedly. I'm one that I have organized piles. So I have piles everywhere and I can tell you exactly what's in the pile. But the minute I put said piles away, I can't find anything. So it comes with all those little icons and then your label die. And then you also have this fun heart. And this is the example that card that I have made for with that set. So this actually is one of the torn edges from the collection that you saw previously. Here is a stack of the washi tapes. I did the heart so you can cut out just a frame and then the center of the heart. So I just staggered those on there. And then I put happy birthday gorgeous, treat yourself. I thought this would be a fun birthday card for a crafty friend, telling them to treat themselves to some new crafty supplies. The next collection is the Summer Solstice collection. I have 2 of the die sets here, but there are several more included in the collection. I have the Petunia and Hummingbird die set. And then I have the anemone. I can never say that word. Did I say that right? Anemone. You know what flower I'm talking about. It's this one. So I got those 2 dies from the collection. And then I did create 2 sample cards using those flowers. So this is the petunia. So I created 5 of the petunias and then it comes with the little leaves. This die set creates very dimensional flowers, as you can see here. So this wouldn't really be a card that you would stick in the envelope. This would be a hand-delivered card. And then I just put those on a faux metal background. This is the rusted metal, I believe. This playlist is available on my channel if you're interested. It's the faux metal background techniques playlist. And then I created this card with the flowers that I can't say the name. So I just created 3 of those flowers here. And then I did one of the diamond frames from Spellbinders. And then the background is just stenciled with stenciled paste, a Finnabar stencil, and then some texture paste. And the next collection is the Wildflowers Collection. This is the die set that I have from that collection. This is the layered gladiolus. And you get all of the dies that you need to create this fun gladiolus flower. And this is the make that I did with that flower. So I just cut all the papers out of some white cardstock and then colored them in with my distress inks. Cut out a piece of an old book page with one of the ovals from Spellbinders and then put it on a background paper. And last but certainly not least, we have the Spring in Kyoto collection. I have 3 pieces of the collection here. This is the fan and bow die set, another one of my favorites from this release. You get everything that you need to create the fun fan, and you get 2 different designs for your little fan pieces. You can use them alternating. You can do just one. It's completely up to you. And then you have everything for the bow as well. And then this is the Parasol's Better Press plate. This also does come with a stencil. And this is the Kyoski dolls. I apologize if I mispronounced that. But it's the fun little dolls. And they come with the 2 different hairstyles, and then you can do the kimono in several different ways. And it has all the flower dies and everything that you need to do that. And these are the two samples that I made using that collection. So I cut out one of the dolls and then layered her on top of two of the fans. And then the background is that Better Press set. And then here I created one of the fans out of black and gold and then put it on the diamond frame. And back here, I don't know if the camera's really picking it up, but there's a fuzzy material. This is actually just a used dryer sheet. I like to put that in my frames just to kind of mute the background a little bit, so it looks like there's something in the frame. And then here again are some of the makes that I did for this release. Again, if you're interested, the links for these will be down in the description box below. I do have affiliate links when available. And thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And as always, take some time to pamper your inner goddess, and I will see you in the next one.